The title of this file and the title of this video is Random Example, not because it's a random example of something that doesn't relate to anything else, but because it's an example of how to use a random number generator in Java. The first thing you need to know about using a random number generator in Java is that you need to import something. It's not part of the standard Java platform, so you need to import it. The statement is import java.util.random. Once you've done this, now you're ready to make or ready to declare and instantiate an object of the random class. And here's how it goes. Random, and you can name this whatever you want. I'm going to call it generator for now, equals new random. This generator now, or this random, which I've called generator, will allow you to do all sorts of things, and I'm going to demonstrate a couple of them right now using a printline statement. So system.out.println, and I'm going to just do generator dot, and I'm going to try the next int method. Next int. Now this will not compile because this method expects a parameter, and the parameter expects is an integer. So if I give it the integer 3, it will do something. And I just want to see what is this generator.nextInt, what is that going to give me? What's going to print out? Okay, that time it printed out a 2. I'm going to run it again. This time it printed a 1. Let me run it again. This time a 0. Let me run it again. And this time a 1. And in fact, if I kept doing this, it would either print 0, 1, or 2 every single time. This is really specifying the range of values. And since in computer science a lot of times we start counting at 0, it will never print a 3. It'll either print a 0, a 1, or a 2. So there are 3 possible values it will print. So if I change this from 3 to 55, it'll print either a 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on, all the way up to 53, 54, and that's it. It won't print 55. So let's try this and see what number we randomly get. We got a 13. Let's try it again. And we got a 34 that time. So this generator.nextInt can be useful if you ever want to do something that's sort of random in your program. So maybe you're dynamically creating a bingo card, for example, and you need to somehow put out the numbers on the bingo card in a random fashion. Well, you could use this random number generator to do that. But the generator can do more than just that. It can generate doubles as well. So I'm going to show you an example of a double. So generator dot, instead of next int, let's do a double. Next double. And here, oddly enough, we don't actually need to specify anything. There's no parameter that goes in here. So compile and run, and notice that it gives me 0 point something 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 something. Let me compile it again and run it again. 0.5533064 and so on. Let's try it one more time. 0.08 and so on. In fact, if I kept doing this, I would always get 0 point something, and it ranges from 0.0 to up to 1.0. So you're going to get this random decimal number between 0.0 and 1.0, and it turns out that's actually very useful. For example, if I wanted a random double in between 0 and 60, for example, all I would need to do is multiply whatever value this is giving by a number, so say 60, and I'll do this in just a second. So I'm going to make a variable to store this first of all. So let's make a double, and I'm going to call it random double equals, and I'm just going to copy this code in so that it gives me a random double. Alright, and now when I print it out, I'm going to do random double multiplied by, let's multiply it by 100. Even though I said 60 earlier, 100 might be easier to see. And let's assume that I didn't actually want to grade student projects, so I just wanted to create a random double, multiply by 100, and write that down in the grade book. So I run the program. Well, this student got a 48%. All right, well, we'll round it up for him, 49%. Let's try it again. The next student gets a 46. Wow. Everyone's getting in the 40s, but let's try it again. Oh, a 72. That's passing at least. And this student got a 96A. All right, rounded up to 97 for him. Nice work. In any case, you can see how this works. This generator.nextDouble is really giving me just the tiny little number in between 0 and 1, but it can be useful if I multiply whatever that is by some greater number. So in this case, 100. That will now give me a number in between 0 and 100. And that's the basics of using the random number generator, either for ints or for doubles.